Shows that make you laugh. Shows that make you think. Music that moves you. It could only be one place. Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com.
In the future, talk radio will actually educate, inspire, and make you think. The future is now. Topics and music that affect your life from Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com.
Heidi Selexa out of the friend zone.
Sexy. Have you ever spent time with yourself and went, ooh, I think I like this. Maybe I'll have some more. Ooh, fun in the sun. Or is that me because I'm so hot? Here's the deal. Without a deep connection with ourselves first, we cannot have the corresponding deep connection that we so long desire with someone else. In the words of William Shakespeare, also written in my very dear friend, Vish Iyer, Loga and Love, okay? Lee. See, that's why I have a speech coach with me. Because somebody did not do her tongue twisters today. Would that be me? Oh. Well, maybe I'm just tired. Oh, and in this book, The Game of Life, she's amazing. She's like from like the 1900s or something, or the 1800s. I don't know. But, you know, the same laws apply. Just because time goes on does not mean the laws of the universe and God laws do not apply. The deal is she always promotes, hey, if man one or a girl one or a lady one is not right for you, just simply ask for its equivalent. Or did I just call a person an it? Well, maybe I'm actually not just a person. We won't go there. Anyway, so you just have to say, if plan A is not right for me, please bring me his equivalent, plan B. And then all of a sudden, boom, they're there. And it's like, woo, magic happened. And when that doesn't work, you just hire a matchmaker. Oh my gosh, I totally did it. I helped a girlfriend get out of the friend zone. I mean, she was in the friend zone. We're talking like every single night this girl was like going over his house, you know what I mean? And then sometimes staying over until the morning, you know, and then she would, you know, sneak out of the house and then they would hang out and talk about friend stuff. But never a relationship. So, you know, I convinced her to, you know, break it off with him and give all this time that passed by, right? And then the time passed, and lots of time passed, 6 months, a year. Saturday night, I'm cooking dinner, and I said, you know, hey, Kim, you're complaining about Adam. Why don't you have him come on over? Come on over. Just tell him to come on over. She goes, he's not going to do it. I said, call him right now. And put a speakerphone, and then you'll hear me in the background faking like I want you to come over or him to come over. I'll be like, tell him I have way too much food that I cooked. Just come on over. And you know what? Whatever I said, whatever my energy was, whatever energy I promoted in her, it worked. He showed up. She says, oh my gosh, this is like a 1 in 100,000 chance that this would happen. And now they're having coffee right now. I did it. And I don't want to be a matchmaker. I just think I know what people want. That's because I'm a little stuck up. But anyway, back to matchmakers. So there's a show premiering tonight. It's called It Takes a Church, 8 p.m. tonight, East Coast, which means that it's now over in the Central Time Zone. It's airing. We have got one of the matchmakers. He's so amazing. His name is Paul C. Brunson, Skyping in, and he's going to talk about the show and his matchmaking services. Hi, Paul. Are you there? Paul's not there? Paul, well, we're just going to have to put Paul after the lady. Ladies first. Ooh, that can be kind of sexy. Do we have him now? Hi, Paul. No. Okay. Well, do we have him now? We do have him now. We have Paul. Hi, Paul. I don't know.
Hello.
The head's bobbing with the engineer, and I just can't keep up. I'm like, I have, 2 eyes and 2 hands. If I had 4, that would be better. Hi, Paul. How are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
All right. I'm fantastic.
Thanks for coming back on my show. You were on
It's a pleasure.
I know it was so fun with you the other day. You're such like you're so inspiring, and you're just a bubble of energy, and you have so much positive stuff to help people with. Oprah Winfrey says that you are much more than a matchmaker.
Heidi, thank you.
Well, yes. And people do need those. We were talking about Henry VIII days, where Henry VIII, the king had to have a matchmaker because he either couldn't get out of the house because he was always drinking, or the fact that he just, couldn't choose on the ladies because there were so many back then, and men just get all confused. So It Takes a Church is second season. Episode 1 is on, actually right now, it's on the Central Time Zone right now. And how is that? I mean, I'm excited to see it. I haven't seen, you would not let me see season 1 of the or episode 1 of the second season, but it was a fantastic show. Can you explain the show?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I just finished watching it.
Oh,
So
you did?
on the East Coast, we've already seen it, which is great. But essentially, it's a show where we profile churches and we allow the church to act as matchmakers, and each congregant plays matchmaker, and they have the option of nominating someone that they believe is good for the bachelor or bachelorette. The pastor gets a pass, and then ultimately, the bachelorette and the pastor decide on a handful of these matches, and they go on dates throughout the entire show. And then at the end of the show, the bachelor or bachelorette selects who they want. But what's really cool about it is that ultimately, we meet our significant others through our friends and family. That's really
true.
how it happens.
My mom
that's
says
what this show is about.
My mom says she wants to go out and find the right man for me, and I'm like, oh dear God, no, that would not work, Mom. But it's fantastic. I mean, this show is really fun. I've watched it. I get addicted. I'm like, why can't I watch the next season now or the next episode now? You just but it's good and it works. And you guys have had really great success with everyone on there, right? And your matchmakers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm telling you, I believe this is the highest rated success in terms of a matchmaking show on television.
Can we see it? Let's see a little clip of that. Paul, hang on. We're going to show a little clip of it right now. Just, it's on.
Who did you bring with you?
I have 25-year-old Quincy Skates.
When I saw Quincy stand up, I almost forgot that I was in church.
Do we have it on? Is it on?
This young man is in grad school now, which means he already has his degree. He's a teacher, and he's a volunteer at the Boys and Girls Club.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Ooh.
I don't have a poem. We can write that later.
I love it.
But what I do have is a sincere heart that is willing to give and ready to give.
And Natalie Grant is the host of that. She's a Christian Grammy-nominated singer, right, Paul?
Oh yeah, she's fantastic. She performs almost in every show. So she performed tonight. Fantastic voice.
Yeah, I have a voice coach here with me. He's my co-host because sometimes I, do things with my tongue I shouldn't. It's just, I don't know. It's like somebody needs to recharge your tongue. But Paul, it's a really great show. It's on right now. It's on the Game Show Network, GSN. And real quick, Paul, you have your own matchmaking services, and I love your site. And if I were to go to anyone, I would go to you. I don't want to do that. I just go to Home Depot. I say, don't go to the bars. Just go to Home. Go where the men are. Why don't you go to
I
Lowe's?
love Home Depot.
I met someone I see. Well, yeah, and if you want to meet someone, just go to yoga. Go where the ladies are. Go to the makeup store.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be that complicated, Heidi.
No.
I completely agree.
But what's complicated is I don't know what's happened to me, but all of a sudden I have 4 dates, and who's the fourth one? I don't know. I forgot the name. But one was at Home Depot I met. The other one was yesterday at the coffee shop, and then. Who's the other one? Oh, well, anyway. Well, I should probably get their names right. Let me write that down.
I like that you're doing 4, by the way. I think I always tell ladies.
Just kidding.
That you're dating for, right?
Yeah.
I like this because I always tell the ladies, right? Do not date sequentially, right? Don't date one person, go 3-4 months, and then find out that he's a jerk and then date someone else. Instead, date like 6 guys all at the same time, because that's what we're doing. That's what guys are doing.
What? They all do that? I didn't know everyone did that. All the men do that?
Not all the men, but especially today, in 2015, most people date multiples at the same time. And all dating really is what I say is they are activities to explore romantic interest. So you can do that with more than one person.
Yes, you can, but we must keep clear the fact that just because you're hanging out with a guy who is straight or a girl who's straight does not mean that it is a date or that they are interested in you romantically. So you just have to make sure up front that this person may be attracted to you, or it only sees you in the friend zone, because in that case you need to handle it differently, and you don't want to get creepy and predatory and pushy. I'm just saying, but you got.
You sound like you have experience with this.
Oh yeah, a lot of guys. Hey, I love people. I love people. I love animals. I love trees. I love things, and not that people are things. But but it doesn't mean I want to sleep with everyone or that I'm interested in marrying them. And sometimes I know right up front, hey, never gonna happen. But he's cool to talk to, and that person oftentimes will try to cross the line and push it and say, but if you hang around me long enough, you will get to like me. I'm like, not gonna happen. And I'm right. My instincts are dead on.
You know what though? I will say this.
I know you're gonna.
Yeah, there's a social psychology rule. There are two rules. One is called the rule of propinquity, but there's another one called proximity. And you've probably heard of proximity, and that is that the longer that you are around someone, the higher chances you will fall for them, right? But the key is that you have to start at some minimal level of attractiveness. So if you like him just a little, when I say like him is physically, you like him just a little bit, like he's not repulsive to you, then he's actually right. Over time, if you guys were stranded on a deserted island for 4 years, chances are.
Okay, and I just said that to Patrick. He asked me because we were talking about Natalie Grant, and then Tony, who runs the network, was a gospel singer on the gospel like American Idol show, and he was runner up or something. He's super cute. But so Natalie Grant, and so then and then Patrick asked him, he asked me if I like Blake Shelton, and I said, well, I do, and I'm sure if I was stuck on an island with him and it was just the two of us and we had cocktails, it would happen.
It would be on.
I find him so attractive. I love the Cowboys. I used to have a vision. I'd be hanging out on the beach with the surfers, and I'd be like, I wonder what it's like if I lived in Texas and the Cowboys. I don't know.
Yeah, you like that rugged look.
I just think I like to. I've moved around the country, and I think I've seen what I like, and now I really know what I want. I have to read a text to you, Paul. Okay, This is a guy that I met. Wendy, my guest here, she's an actress comedian here. She was in Curb Your Hello. Somebody did not charge your tongue. Well, hey, I have no problem with the fact that sometimes my tongue moves slower than my brain. Or faster, whatever. Anyway, Wendy was on Curb Your Enthusiasm and lots of stand-up
I love that
stuff.
show.
Wendy's done. She does the most amazing stand-up comedy and one-woman show. And Oprah. She was on Oprah too, just like you, Paul. Yeah.
Look at that. This is my sister right here. I love this.
Yeah. Yo, hey, what's up? I want to be on Oprah. Well, anyway. Okay,
hey,
so I want to read you this. Wendy's she's super cool. She's hot. She has purple hair, and she is the sexiest woman I've ever seen doing a one-woman show. She actually paddles her butt and talks with her butt. It's just
she talks with her butt too.
She just does it. She says, your butt has
with my mouth, not just exclusively with my behind, but because you're going to give people the wrong idea. It's not like a circus trick.
I'm so sorry. Well, booties do have their own personality.
That's true.
Yes, they do.
That is true.
So listen, Paul. There's this guy that I met at this party. Okay, and he was. I thought he was cute, but I was like, I don't know what to do with him. He's too clean cut for me. Perfect. He's half Chinese, half Irish. So it was on St. Patty's Day party that I went with Wendy and my mutual friend Terry Mintz, who's also a stand-up and a storyteller. And, she's like, if you don't go out with him, I will. And I'm running from him all night. He's chasing me around the house. He's trying to get me drunk, and then I'm trying to just go hang out with the girls. And all of a sudden I turn around, he's like right there. And then he starts talking about his, the ex-wife that they're divorced and he's got 3 kids. And he's like, she wants all my money. I'm like, you know what? You have to get that taken care of. Like, don't even start. Like, I didn't want the baggage. that's the thing is like I got where he was coming from, but I thought you don't meet someone that you're interested in and bring that up for the first time. And obviously he's not very experienced. And this might be a fresh divorce, where, and he goes, well, she wants all my money. And he's in software, so he does very well. But he basically texted me from a bar in Chicago where he is with another mutual friend of ours. And, he's in business, so he travels a lot, And he finally, the last thing he said was, he goes, I might have roofied. I said, what are you drinking? You're acting weird. He goes, I might have roofied. I'm getting eye raped right now. But it's okay because she looks like Alison Brie. And I said, is there marijuana in your drink? He goes, not in my drink. And he put a smiley face. I did not respond to him because he brought up another woman. If he needs to know the boundaries, like that wasn't attractive to me.
Right.
I did not find that, he should have said, I wish you were here with me. He should have said something else. Now I know he might have been roofied and, whatever, but
Right.
hello. I just thought, no, I'm not going to respond to that.
Heidi, you know what? His game is weak. That's what it is. His game is weak. When he originally told you about his wife wanting all of his money, that was specifically a move to tell you he has a lot of money. That's all he wanted to tell you with that. He didn't want to, disclose that he has problems with her. He just wanted to show off and say, hey, I've got a lot of money, but I can't just tell you I have a lot of money. So instead, I'm going to say that my wife wants all my money. That's exactly what he was trying to do.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
And then
that was
he texted this. He goes, if you were here with me in Chicago, you'd be hanging back with me, right? If you were here. And I was like, oh, he wanted to know that he said that he was out with tech guys, business people that were much younger than him. And he thought that I would go running around the bars with the younger, funner, more energetic people. Yeah. And, because he's like, I can't keep up. I'm like, well, he's texting and he's drinking every night. And I made a joke. I said, you're 40. Like, you're not old. Like, relax. Freaking chill out. Go to the...
I agree.
Right?
Delete that, Heidi. Delete that. You don't have time for that in your life.
What that he's saying that he's too... What part of deleting are we doing?
I'm talking about deleting his number.
Oh, really? Because he said you'd be hanging back with me or something like that?
Well, the initial approach was all messed up. He led with money. Anytime someone leads with money, that is a clear indication that they are not mature enough to be in a relationship now.
And then after he led with money, he led with roofie. That's not sexy.
Well, no, that was like 2 weeks later, St. Patty's Day. I don't know. But our mutual friend Paul, and you said, hey, you meet people through friends. She loves him. She's like, Heidi, he's my type of guy, and if I didn't have a boyfriend, I would go for him. She's like, you better go with her, and she was like threatening me. I mean, she was like down. She's hammering at me. I'm like, oh my God.
She should do it. They should be roofing together. They should do that together.
Yeah, well, I went to the coffee shop the other day with a very cute gay friend of mine, and then there was another guy, and this guy was was not afraid to talk to my gay friend. I thought that's good. He had an accent, so men in foreign countries are a little bit more smoother than American men. I have no idea what's up with that, but they need to get some game. Okay, I'm going to write you a book, and you need to read it because you got to get out there and just say, hey, want to hang out? Really, act like a foreigner. Hello.
I agree.
Yeah, right.
I definitely agree. It's a lot less ego. And you know what I like about folks that live overseas? Actually, I used to live in Istanbul, and what I noticed about the culture there in particular is that everyone is they're less concerned and less aware about their interpersonal space. So if they're talking to you, they'll walk right up to you and come close to you. A man would put his hand on another man's shoulder, heterosexual men, and think nothing of it. There's a lot more closeness. And here, everyone is so really, we really are conservative in the States, and we're so cautious about how much distance we have. It's terrible. So I agree.
Personal space, yeah, but also sometimes people don't know their odor and the fresh breath thing. I'm all about ABCs. Always be clean and confident. I know you get them. It's always be clean and confident. Like you have to. That's what attracts women. We like pretty smelling things, so we want our men to be pretty smelling, or we're not going to want to eat you. It's just the way it is. It's just we're not going to want you around.
No,
so right,
Heidi, $1.35 is the best way to ensure a second date. And you know what that is,
What?
guys?
Breath mints?
That is breath mints.
Which
That's breath
ones?
mints.
Yeah,
or,
right.
or a toothbrush and floss.
Oh, wait,
That's
I
no
have
problem.
my men's grooming kit right here. Look, I have it in here. This is Heidi's men's grooming kit. There's a toothbrush, there's deodorant, there's toothpaste, there's Listerine. And I have, so I'm getting sponsors. One of them is, age interventionist, Paul. Her name is Renee Lynn. And she, whatever it is, like, some people just don't know what it is going on with their skin. But that's important when you look at someone, you have the skin, you have the smile,
Absolutely.
and she's amazing. So, whatever you do, you go in coming out younger. And that's fine. I don't think age matters as long as you like the person and you smell good. But
Yeah.
Paul,
No, you know what? You're right, Heidi. I'm telling you, you wax poetic. There is research that shows that when you look at online dating profiles, that age is irrelevant as it relates to beauty. So you can have a woman or a man who's progressed in age, and if they're still considered attractive, they're considered attractive. And so you're right. Age is really, once you pass, I think 18, 21, it's all the same.
Hey, once you go into that fine wine stage, I mean, people want more of you. Really, it's like, can we age some more of this? Because there's got to be enough to go around for the world. Paul, your website is paulcbrunson.com, and Oprah says you are much more than a matchmaker, and I personally enjoy you. I would like to have you on the show again, Paul. I love you. I think you're fun. I think you have a lot of advice, and you're just so. I just get excited when you come on. So
Heidi,
I'm excited. Other people are.
The moment you said roofie tonight, I was like, I want to come back.
You had me at roofie.
Right. Hey, come on. And Wendy, Patrick, and I will just roofie you, Paul. Okay. And we'll show it on camera. We'll video you. I'm just kidding.
Patrick, what have you got yourself into, man?
2 girls and a guy jumping on Patrick. So Paul C. Brunson is a fabulous matchmaker. If you are interested, please go see his website. Just check him out. Oprah loves him. And if Oprah loves somebody, like Paul and my other guest, Wendy Hammers, well, you can't lose. She just doesn't know who I am right now, but that's fine. So, Paul, thank you so much for coming on the show, and you come back anytime. And let's touch base tomorrow. How about you give me a call anytime and give me a ring tomorrow, and we'll touch base.
Oh, look at that. I appreciate it. Well, thank you very much, Heidi. I really, really appreciate it. Patrick, have a good night.
Thank
Wendy,
you, Paul.
You have a great night as well.
You as well, and good luck with the show. It's exciting.
Congratulations.
I'll hook you 2 up. I'll be like the matchmaker for you. I'll hook you 2 up, Wendy and Paul, because you guys are, Oprah loves both of you, and we're both on Oprah Winfrey, so.
We're cousins.
Yeah, there you are. So you can see more of Paul C. Brunson tonight on It Takes a Two. Yay. I mean, it takes a church, and I say it takes two. Well, somebody has her mind in the gutter. That would be me. It Takes a Church, and it airs right now on Game Show Network on different time zones. Right now it's on the Central Time Zone. In an hour, it's going to air right here on Pacific Time Zone. I'm Heidi Selexa, and you are watching and listening Out of the Friend Zone. Real quick, a word from our sponsors. I love this. Renee Lynn does ageinterventionist.com. That is her website. She's the most amazing. You will go in looking younger, guaranteed. That is her quote. I haven't hooked you up with Renee yet, have I? Mm-mm. She's amazing. I don't need to wear makeup. And
if you put the age stuff on a baby, does the baby disappear?
That's a good question.
I'm just wondering.
That just went right over my head.
Thank you. But just curious. This is what wakes me up in the middle of the night thinking about these things.
You're like, why is pizza spelled with 2 Z's when it's pizza? You start dreaming of all this stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Renee Lynn, check her out, ageinterventionist.com. On my men's grooming kit, she's given me some supplies to show you for men. This is amazing. It's the glycolic and retinol pads.
Oh, that sounds great.
Doesn't that sound
yeah.
I mean, it's
anything
quick.
to sort of remove those wrinkles.
Yeah. And she's all natural. Everything is organic. When she does my skin, I'm due for another one. I know. I've slept with my makeup on a few times. But she completely wipes out any blackheads or whiteheads. Your pores are smaller. Your skin's tighter. And it looks like you've had a facelift, but you haven't. It's just 24 karat gold facial. She does every kind of procedure that you could do, but it's all natural. Au naturel, baby. And then here's this other one I want to show you. I use this one too. My brother uses this. I used this one this morning. Retinol 2% exfoliating scrub mask. So on the days when you don't have your regular, washing or your baking soda and hydrogen peroxide scrub, do you know about that?
No.
That's a homeopathic
Apparently, I've been living in a cave. I have a lot to learn from you. I was just crazy me doing soap and water. What's wrong with me?
Oh, sometimes soap's not organic. That's probably what it is. But
That's
no, this
true.
stuff really works. It'll really get your skin glowing and you will feel fantastic. And then also, SoCalOralSurgery.com is my favorite dentist. He's not even a dentist. He's a maxillofacial oral surgeon. He does everything from the neck up. I love saying that. He can actually do an entire mouth. No, listen, he does teeth in an hour where he can give you a new mouth or teeth in an hour. I know. I had to go in for a procedure. It wasn't my fault. I just did something, and then I hurt something. And then, anyway, so he did surgery on me, and I bit him during surgery and talked. It was fine. He didn't even care. He just gave me more propofol because apparently I'm a chatty Cathy. But he's really fantastic. He does cleft surgeries. People fly from all over the world to get a brand new mouth, and you know how attractive that is to see somebody with a great smile and great breath, and you're just like, just want to eat those lips. So go check him out if you want to get your lips eaten. SoCalOralSurgery.com. Dr. Craig Thede. Hi, I'm Heidi Selexa. I'd like to welcome
Yay,
Wendy Hammers.
Yay. Wendy.
She's so funny. She's hysterical. I met her through a mutual friend who's also another stand-up comedian. And I went to your one-woman show, and I have in all of my little papers here, I have I have your flyer. Can we put it up? Do you have her little flyer of her Ripe show? This is her. She's hot and she's sexy. And I saw her and I went, if I were a man, I would do her. Okay, I don't say that about women.
It's very sweet.
You are so funny.
Thank
Did that
you.
embarrass you?
No.
Hi.
Hi, good to see you. Fun to be here.
Yeah, you are so amazing with what you do.
Thank you. Well, I have a good time. I've been doing this play. It's called Ripe around the country for the past year, and really excited about sharing the message with women, which is not.
Yeah, it's not just funny. It's actually really deep, and it's touching. Go ahead, tell it.
No, I'm thinking about all these wonderful products you're talking about with the retinol and and about wanting to look younger.
Yeah,
I think the goal is really to feel and look the best that you can.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that we're not supposed to look when we're in our 50s. We're not supposed to look like we're in our 20s.
No.
I don't think that's the goal.
No.
I want my skin to be beautiful and sparkly, but I don't mind the lines. I know that that's probably not a popular.
No,
thought.
and that's
in
the
Los
thing.
Angeles, they can arrest you for saying that.
But that's the thing is like you. That's what's so awesome is like she is somebody that people should look up to because she's like, hey, this is me, and don't try to be something you're not.
I just find it exhausting.
Yeah, it's exhausting
to try to think that every day you wake up that you're not really right. That's a really sad thing. People are walking around thinking we're not okay.
Right. How unhealthy is that?
Yeah.
Not to really recognize your beauty as you do grow old and you have a little more wisdom and we grow older and wiser and more loving. And
your last guest who was so lovely was talking about, about people getting older and that being sexy. And I think that's because usually when you get older, if you've taken care of your life, you feel more confident. And confidence is sexy.
Oh, gosh.
For sure.
ABCs, always be confident.
Oh, that's
and
another
clean.
ABC.
Yeah.
But look at the four of us sitting in this room. We've got Mr. Jarvis, who's
We
just
can't
a
see the
hunk of
engineer.
burning love.
We
He's
can't see.
darling.
He went with me to-
everybody's fabulous,
yeah.
but we look so different. And I just think it's sad if we think we're all supposed to look the same. I think we should celebrate our differences. I've always felt that way.
You know what? But it's the differences that are sexy too. Like you look at someone, you're like, I don't know what it's like. God, he's not perfect, or she's not perfect. Like she has a crook in her nose or whatever.
But that's interesting.
That's so sexy.
Yeah, it's
if you
different.
own it, that's what I say. Own the personality. If you're a geek, if whatever, just be the best. Own it. Just say, hey, this is me, and I guarantee you're gonna have the ladies crawling all over you. Just make sure you're clean. But Wendy, I'm really huge with that. Wendy has in her one woman show. What touched me originally, I mean, when I saw it the first time, was you were so open about the fact that you settled in your first marriage and you have met this wonderful man. You're this gorgeous, hysterical Jewish woman who is in love with her son. She's a fabulous mom, and she married a Christian.
I did.
The second marriage, but the first marriage, it was the ideal. It was what people would think. It was what like a matchmaker might have hooked you. Would you think a matchmaker would have, hooked
The
you?
first husband?
Yeah.
Yeah, on paper we were like,
Right.
J-Date we would have been their poster children. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If J-Date was invented when we met, it looked good on paper, but the chemistry wasn't right. And we just weren't a perfect match. We never really were, and it was a challenging relationship. And like a lot of us, sometimes we only move in our lives and wake up when bad things happen. And I lost a friend of mine, and it was a wake-up call. And that is when I realized, oh, my life is short. I might as well live it while I can.
Her friend was another fabulous stand-up comedian.
Yeah, her name was Judy Toll, and she was amazing. She was one of the original Groundlings, and she wrote on Sex and the City, and she wrote a great movie that Andrew Dice Clay was in called Casual Sex, and she was just funny. You would have loved her. She was a nutball, and she was 44, and she had cancer, and she died. Yeah. Really young, and it's just all of us. Every day that we're here is a blessing, and that's
and that's when you woke up and said, "Oh my gosh, I'm in a relationship, and can I be in this for the rest of my life? I want to enjoy." Like you wanted to live. Like she gave you life in a sense.
And it's absolutely, Heidi. And truthfully, I thought, if I stay in my marriage that's not ideal, not just for me, he wasn't happy either, because I asked him, he said, no, I'm not happy, but no one's happy.
Right.
I said, okay, that's not enough for me. I don't want that to be the bar. Like everybody's miserable, so we'll just be.
That was his answer?
Yeah, that's what he said. So, I said, you're not happy, are you? He goes, well, yeah, but nobody's really happy. We're happier than most people.
How many years into this marriage, if I ask?
Oh, a long time. We were 15 years.
15 years
married.
And had you had conversations that were that frank before that time?
Yeah, but not about that issue. But yes.
But then you finally addressed it. You thought, I'm going to talk to him. And he said,
well, yeah, I guess I'm not really. I said, I can't be the person that lies next to you in our life, both literally, I lie next to you in bed, and figuratively, like we share our lives together.
You said that to him?
Yes. I can't imagine that I'm this unhappy and that you could be happy. And he said, no, I'm not happy either, but no one's happy.
Do you think
it's a really interesting attitude, isn't it?
And I think he's happy now, by the way, or happier.
I was going to ask you,
He's with a great woman now. I know. When people aren't the right match. I mean, like I say in my show, he wasn't a bad person, and we weren't bad people, but we were like puzzle pieces from two entirely different puzzles that had been put in the same box, and we were never going to match. Never. And, so.
And no one's fault. No one's fault at all. It's the way you came to, and you tried, and you did try.
We did. And we tried, and we went to 7 million therapists. We tried every workshop. We did everything we could think of doing. In fact, at the low point, we did what, when most people aren't happy in their relationship, we went on the road. We basically wrote a comedy act and went on the road. When we were like killing backstage, cats and dogs, like we were killing each other.
Really? Backstage?
Yeah, my son was a baby. I'm breastfeeding. My breasts are leaking during the curtain call. And running out stage was like insanity.
Oh my God.
Fighting in Florida. That would be the name of if I ever made a movie about it, it'd be called Fighting in Florida.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah. Do you think that and I'm not saying it's funny, but I'm just saying now the way you look at it, with your husband now, do you feel if you had gone through, like if the same experience was happening, you had a baby and your breast milk was leaking out right before you go on stage, and it would have been an easier situation?
With my husband now?
Yeah.
Yes, because we're right for each other.
I met him, and the first thing I said when I saw them was, oh, they're soulmates. Like, they just look like they belong. There's something, and he's younger than her.
Yes, he is.
He's
younger.
The
cradle, but not that much.
Not that much.
I'm not like a cougar. I would call myself a cougar light or a puma, a bobcat.
She's not a cougaran yet.
6-7 years between us.
That's nothing.
That's nothing, though.
Nothing.
And you're so sexy, like most
women. And he likes my hair silver. He doesn't care that my hair's coming in silver.
Your hair's not really silver,
it's
actually.
It's
silver, actually purple.
Silver and purple.
Flash alert.
This silver part in the front is my actual hair.
That's your actual
That
hair.
is my real hair. The purple is, my Lady Gaga moment, whatever you want to call it.
But what is this in the back?
This is called, I dyed it for 25 years. This is the leftover. So I've got like a whole, basically this
Are
is.
you going to let it go
and
all?
You keep the purple
silver.
in the middle?
It's going to be all silver with a little tiny maybe stripe of purple just for Heidi.
Yeah, I love the purple.
Love
I was like,
the purple.
I could have brought in that little purple.
I know. I told you I'd be your purple dealer. I have a little vial. I'll bring it in
Darn
the
it,
alley.
I wish I had purple hair.
Purple. I can be your supplier.
I love purple.
Do you want purple?
I wish I had follicles. I wish I had something to stick to.
We can make your nose hairs purple.
I know, and you can see them. That's the only thing.
No, I can't see them.
How lovely.
No, you are well groomed. You're following Heidi's ABC rule. Absolutely.
And as I grow older, I try to do the confident too. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. You're
confident. Always be, of course, but more so as I've grown older. So I think that's wonderful that what you were saying.
You need to get some of your corporate sponsors some cleaning products because you're so into cleaning. You should have people. Lysol. Heidi Selexa brought to you by Handy Wipes.
Handy Wipes, yes, and they're wipes not just for your hands.
That's right. Everybody's hands and for every other part.
I love cleaning. I went to Home Depot to get, because I was spring cleaning.
By the way, I am totally with you on the looking for men at Home Depot.
Right.
And there's straight men there.
I didn't go looking, but you don't need to look because they look, right?
Even if you are a complete schlub, which I'm not a big fan of women going out, you should always put on lipstick and, a good bra. I believe that's like rule one. But if you go to Home Depot and you're not looking your best, you still feel like a goddess because they're just so happy to see someone with breasts.
I know.
In that place. It's just
I
love it. It's like walking past a construction site, right?
Yeah,
they all whistle at you.
Oh, well,
it's
so funny.
Always the construction whistles, though.
Construction thing is a very interesting thing. When they whistle when you're young, my experience was a lot of times you were like, oh, please, that's too much. You get offended. And then there's a certain point in your age when they stop whistling, and that's more offensive. Why aren't you whistling anymore? I mean, before it was tacky, now it's just pathetic.
Hey, let me tell you
it's hard.
something.
That's a hard thing. 2 years ago,
transition.
2 years ago, I did a play that a friend of mine wrote called Face Cream, and it was all about that, about growing older and the face cream and trying to stay young, and how horrible it is to walk past and they don't even whistle. Yeah. They don't even whistle. So that could be hard. But
I wonder if it's because you're wearing you're not wearing clothes that reveal stuff.
I don't know. I think it'll be interesting with the silver hair. I'll be a little experiment when I'm
Look
totally
at how
silver.
sexy she
silver
takes her
fox.
jacket
I'm taking my
off.
clothes off. I'm very
She's
excited.
sexy. Let's
very
take her
sexy,
shirt off.
Wendy.
Sexy or I'm hot flashing. I'm either hot or hot flashing.
We're gonna get to the naked thing. I want to play you. Should we do your? I want to show your stand-up video. Yeah, I'm gonna watch your stand-up video.
Whatever you want.
Do the stand-up first. Let's do this or this Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I think you had the.
Right now we have the Curb Your Enthusiasm is first, but let's do stand up then. Whichever
well, which one do we want to do?
Do Curb. That's fun.
Curb. What you had in order.
Yeah.
Let's do Curb.
I'm happy to help you. You just step to the back of the line like those other people.
No, we really don't have getting time. On the plane with our.
And I was actually on the phone. I understand that, ma'am, but you need to get to the back of the line, please. Everybody here has been waiting. Okay, I will take care of you when it's your turn. Okay. Thank you.
Is the plane filled up?
Sir, please get to the back of the line right now. Thank you. I'm so sorry about that. All right, where were we? You're all set. You got the lead nail, just the one leg, and the other two is just snapped. Okay, your flight does not even leave for another hour, so you have plenty of time, and we're not even boarding that yet. So just take it easy, and we'll call you when we're ready. Okay? Thanks. Hi.
Hi. We lost our tickets. We need to get on this flight right now.
Somebody stole our tickets. They're on the plane.
I don't have a single ticket. I'm completely sold out. I'm sorry.
No.
We already have
the
tickets.
The point is somebody is in our seats. See?
I don't think that's...
No, that's very possible. So you should wait.
Actually, the door is closed. That means I actually am not legally allowed to go back on the plane. What I can do is I can get you another flight that'll...
Somebody's sitting in our seats on the plane.
We have tickets for that
tickets
flight.
for this flight. I
Can
paid
I see
for
the tickets, please?
We don't have
They were stolen.
them.
Okay, I can't go on the plane. My hands are tied. But what I can do for you folks is I can get you on the next flight, which will actually get you in at 4 o'clock.
That would not be good, actually. We would miss the baptism. We would miss...
Oh, God, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're trying to go to a wedding. And we need to be there in a few hours because...
Okay, I have an idea. I think I can actually... Okay, I think this will work. I don't have another flight to Monterey, but I can send you in through San Francisco. 10:30, get you into San Francisco. It's only an hour flight. You could rent a car and just drive to Monterey. It's about 100 miles. That'll get you in by about 2 o'clock. And that should work for you.
And then at least we wouldn't miss the baptism.
Exactly.
That's fine. We'll do
That'd be-
that.
Okay, great. So I'll set that up for you. Just need a credit card, and I'll get this all rolling for you.
Larry, give me your credit card.
And so I was scuba diving, and I heard this fish. Well, I didn't know it was a fish right away, but I heard my name called out. I heard Jack Susser. And I'm looking, I don't see anything. I don't see anybody at all, and then there's this fish.
Let me get this right. You saw God in a fish.
That's right.
Who sent you on this thing called Mission Mensch.
That's right. But
And you have no evidence of this. No fish, no fin, no sushi, no gefilte. Just the fog of perception in your mask.
Well, that's right, but I...
Are you on medication?
No.
No, I mean just a little something.
All flight attendants are sexy. I mean, Wendy Hammers from Curb Your Enthusiasm, Wendy. We were just
So much
talking.
fun.
Yeah, wasn't that fun?
Yeah, I mean, working with Larry David is the most fun you can have legally. Unbelievable.
I love him, but what is he like in person?
He's lovely. He's not as neurotic as you think, or as he seems. I mean, it's amazing what $450 billion would do for a person. After he did Seinfeld, he became a very, very wealthy man, and he's lovely. And he wasn't officially directing the episode I was in, but he directed me. And the way that show worked, which was so cool, is you show up for the audition, they hand you a little slip of paper about the size of something that would come out of a fortune cookie.
Right.
And on it, there's one line, and this line said, "Larry doesn't have a ticket. Just don't let him get on the plane, no matter what." And then you just improvise the whole thing. There's no script. So
I love it. That's
how it works.
something that
It's
I would love.
yeah,
That's totally what I would love.
totally
yeah.
up your alley. Yeah. So first I had to audition for another part. First I had auditions for Seinfeld, which he was obviously involved with. One of the major producers there, and I never booked that show. And then they called me in for this, and the part they called me in for, I had to talk about. It was about he was checking out some woman's butt and he gets in trouble because she starts screaming at him. And they didn't go. They ended up not hiring me because they went a whole other way. They hired Wanda Sykes, and then she just like sort of exploded. She's so fantastic.
Yeah.
But then they called me. Ronnie Uskel, the casting director, called me one day. I remember I was driving my Toyota Rav. I had a young child. He was in the back of the car seat. I could picture exactly where I was.
Was this right after you were divorced? Or
yeah,
you?
I was divorced.
Yeah.
I was still married, I think. And Griffin was still really young. So yeah, I was still married. And the phone rang and Ronnie said, Larry would like you to do an episode of Curb. And I'm like, I had to not be careful. I didn't drive off the road.
Wow.
I was so excited. Because you know how when you have these sort of seminal moments in your life, I literally remember where I was on Olympic Boulevard when it happened. I was like, yeah, I think that sounds good. I'd be happy to do that. And then I got off the phone. I started screaming, and my baby who was in the backseat started crying because he didn't know I was screaming so loud. And then I went and did the episode, and he was just a delight to work with. And you see, we shot it at LAX in the airport, and this was the summer before 9/11. So as I was telling you during the break, we'd have never been able to do that after. It was just bizarre, the timing of it all. But I had a blast working with him. It was a delight and a treat. It was super fun.
He's not nearly, but he plays that neurotic so well.
Yeah, he's really smart. He knows exactly, when they say unscripted, but he has a very clear idea of where he wants a scene to go, and he sort of leads you down that road.
See,
so,
him and I would have fun cleaning together.
With all your products.
Yeah, but yeah, he gives you like a just like points, and then you just know.
Yes,
and you improv before you do it, or do you just
many
you
takes?
Film it?
No, you shoot
many
it.
Takes.
They shoot everything, but they take many takes. It was great fun. I did about 3 or 4 scenes, and it was so much fun. Oh my goodness!
It was like pretty much the whole show, though. You were in a lot.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun episode.
Yeah.
So so I didn't let him get on the plane. I just didn't do it.
So Wendy, it was funny because when I first met Wendy, I said to her, she was saying that after she realized that her first marriage was just not where she wanted her life to be, and it wasn't. You started actually booking a lot of stuff. You started working a lot more because your energy changed.
I think everybody in this room, I don't know you all very well. We're just getting to know each other. But would you say it's safe to say that when you're in the wrong relationship, it sucks the life force out of you?
Oh, my gosh.
So suddenly all that energy, because we really are just energy, all that energy is freed up. And I think for him, too, I think my ex is a great guy. He's a wonderful father to our son, and he's with a wonderful woman now. And I could tell his life is better because he's happier.
Is his stand-up comedy different now?
That's a great question.
He's a well-known stand-up.
Here's what happened. Yes, I can say his name. He's a perfectly wonderful guy. His name's Steve Middleman. After we got divorced, he went on the Extreme Makeover show and got a new face.
I saw that.
A new face.
No, they cleaned him up. He basically
They did a lot of stuff.
Yeah, new clean-up image, like just kind of
and
changed.
It's so interesting. But a lot of his jokes were about the fact that he had a weak chin. I mean, he had a weak chin, and he said, the worst thing about having a weak chin, it takes 4 to 5 hours to change a pillowcase.
And I get that because that's how I do it.
And by the way, anybody that doesn't laugh at the joke has a full-time housekeeper, because sometimes people go, "What? They've never changed a pillowcase." Clearly, but you guys get it.
Yeah, well, Jarvis went to the show, the engineer, and then this gal with us, she didn't get it, and Jarvis didn't.
Yeah.
And then because she has a cleaning
housekeeper.
lady, her whole life.
It's the great divide between the pillowcasers and not. So yeah, I mean, a very funny man, and so a lot of his jokes were about that. I mean, a lot of them, and then now I think he says, "When I had a weak chin," like I don't know how it works now because I haven't seen him in a while. Yeah, I don't know.
You haven't seen him lately?
I haven't seen his act lately.
Oh,
but I've seen him. I see him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a child together. Once you have a child with somebody, you're attached forever.
Yeah.
Inextricably.
But that is interesting. When you said a minute ago how it's so, each of us looks different, and each of us has our uniqueness, and then it's, to take that away from oneself. Just on a side note, that does really change the way that you come across in the world.
Yeah,
it does. Did he get a new chin, like an actual new chin?
Yes, chin implant.
How do they do
nose
that?
Job, ears pinned back. He had one of his eyes moved, straightened out.
How do you do that?
It was a very.
Whoa.
Oh, well,
no wonder you weren't happy. You're married to an ugly mofo. You were just every day.
No.
You just thought.
Can I tell you something?
No,
Can I tell you something? He wasn't ugly. Here's what was
He was
unattractive.
just odd.
He didn't feel good about himself. There's going back to the confidence.
Well, he wasn't confident.
When I first met him, he looked exactly like that. I thought he was the sexiest thing going because he felt good about himself.
Yeah.
When you lose that, it is mojo. Yeah. It's all of that. When you lose that, we all know the difference. I mean, what's sexy? Think about some people that. I mean, all right, let's
I just
Donald
say run
Trump.
around naked
I don't know what's
by
sexy
yourself.
there, but
I love Donald Trump. I love Donald Trump.
You can take a nap underneath his hair, right in that spot
I know,
in between.
but there's some.
Crawl right in
But
there.
he owns the hair. He owns
He does.
the bed.
That
He
is
owns,
true.
This is my. You can.
That
nap
is
in
true.
there.
That is true. You
Yeah,
know what? He
owns
does.
it.
So it works for some
It
people.
works. That's what I'm saying. Own it. You got to own who you are. Really quick, because we want to show. Let's show Wendy's stand-up stuff because
I just now have an image of you lying underneath Donald Trump's hair, napping, pulling it up like a little blanket. It's so cute.
I would be looking for bugs. Should I clean his or lights?
You'll be putting your cream on from Lynn. You'll putting your face
From
cream
Renee?
from Renee Lynn, and then I'm pulling
Hey,
up his hair.
I have not had plastic surgery. I just like to have my skin clean. Okay,
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
super
You
fine
are
with
about the clean.
wrinkles. I'm totally fine with that. Are we doing our stand-up now? Okay, let's play Wendy Hammer's stand-up.
This
She's
is
fabulous.
the late, and no longer the Craig Ferguson show, the wonderful Craig Ferguson. That's what this was on.
Oh yeah, I love him.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. My next guest wrote and co-stars in The Hungry and Horny Show, which opens at the Link Theatre in Hollywood this fall. Please welcome Wendy Kaminoff, everybody. Wendy Kaminoff.
Hi. You look fabulous. I am in such a fabulous mood tonight. I just read the most spiritual book that I want to recommend to all of you. It's called Do What You Love, and the Money Will Follow. Doesn't that sound great? Yeah, if it works out by this time next year, I'll have $1 million from touching myself and going to lunch with my friends. Welcome to the show. My name is Wendy Kaminoff, and I am of the Jewish persuasion. Isn't that a great expression, Jewish persuasion? Like someone had to talk me into it. Oh, Wendy, come on, be Jewish. It's so much fun. You get to eat latkes and go to law school. Come on. I did go to school, not law school. I went to drama school, or as my grandma Gussie called it, drama school. After I graduated from drama school with a degree from NYU, I discovered that the NYU stands for Now You're Unemployed. Big surprise for me. At NYU, I was a cheerleader, I'm very proud to say. I was a cheerleader for an all-Jewish basketball team. Yes, I was. Well, they didn't actually play the game, they just negotiated a score. I was a big cheerleader. I don't mean I was captain of the team. I mean I was a large cheerleader. Actually, I was huge. In fact, my grandma Gussie said in those days there was more of me to love. I even went to a nutritionist to see what was going on, and they ran a bunch of tests, and it turned out that I had a sugar allergy. Yeah, when I ate sugar, I broke out in severe fat all over my body.
I know what to do to cover it.
Yeah,
So that's just you get a little taste. Yeah,
There's a little taste of Wendy.
Yeah,
Great, that was
Wendy
great,
Hammers.
Wendy.
So fun to do stand up for a TV show, but the most fun still for all comics is to do it live. There's
Yeah, do something live.
Feedback.
I hate that when people go, "Oh, you're on the radio. Do your radio voice." I'm like, "Oh, please don't." I mean, it's silly. It's like, "Oh, you have a beautiful voice. It's a radio voice." I'm like, "No, it's a real voice."
It's your real voice. Yeah.
I mean, but stand-ups we are funny people in general, but it's fun to do it live when you get that momentum.
Oh, there's no. It's just the greatest feeling when you realize that you and the audience are having a conversation, and the stand-up is half of the conversation, and the laughter that's coming back towards you, or sometimes the non-laughter, is the other side of the conversation.
But do a joke.
Well, I was thinking about my son. You mentioned that I was a mom earlier.
Yeah.
My son is. First of all, I have to say I love being pregnant. I know that not everybody feels that way.
She
but
loved it.
I did.
Yeah.
I loved everything about it, and my belly was huge. My boobs were. I was just like. It's like my belly was like a watermelon. My
She was
boobs were like
"I love it," and the
cantaloupe.
men were like, "I love it too."
No, it was really juicy, and
Yeah.
I was like, I felt like I was like produce without a cart. Like everything was like a fruit. And then I loved everything about being pregnant, except this is so California of me. I did not like that I had to give up my cool car because I had a Miata, which was fun, a little convertible with the top down.
right.
But I was like Orca. I could barely fit in the thing. I'm like 12 months pregnant at this point. So I decided I need a sensible car because,
Right.
when you're a mom, you have to have a safe car for your baby. So I looked at this one car, the Kia. You know the Kia, right?
Oh yeah.
Very inexpensive. And I found it turns out the reason it's so cheap, it turns out it's made by IKEA. And
Oh, did you have to
all
put
the
it
parts
together
come in
yourself?
boxes. Yes, and the directions are in Swedish, which is not helpful. So and there's always one wrench you're missing. So but I even loved nursing. I nursed my son for a long time. I think that's very good for brain development.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
At a certain point, you got to stop though. At the point,
How old?
Like 6 years old, 7?
When he says pour that in my cappuccino, I think you have to get the Flintstones glass. I think there's a point where it's like, okay, show's over. Because as soon as he bit me, and it was like a crime scene in Law and Order, like step away from the breast. There's too much Action Jackson over here. Just step away from the breast. Nothing left to see here, pal. Go get yourself a toy.
Oh my god! And
It's really.
she's super okay with like her son. Like she loves the girlfriend.
He has his first girlfriend. She's adorable. I know, it's crazy, right?
She tucked him into bed every night, right?
I did until he was like 17, and then one day.
I don't
after,
think I would like if my parents tucked me in every night.
Oh no, just like good night, But
Yeah, good night.
One night, I mean, after like doing it pretty much his whole entire life, one day I went, "Are you ready for night night?" And he goes, "No, thanks, I'm good. I got this." And I was like, "It's heartbreaking."
Crushing.
And then they get very hip, like, okay, then he doesn't want to be friends with. Okay, this is a big, like, you're in another chapter of your life with your child. He was on Facebook and he didn't want to be friends with me.
Ooh.
And I said,
That's rough. That's just that's not right.
Awful.
That's not right.
What hurt worse?
And his name is Griffin. And I said, Griffin, not only did I read you books, but I actually made your face. Okay. But yet he wouldn't be on Facebook. He just wouldn't. And he's 6'3" now.
Did that
he wasn't
stab
that
you?
size when he came out of my body, though.
What is it,
He was
like
smaller.
17 years old now?
18.
18.
6'3".
He's tall. He's super tall.
He's taller than he was then when we started the show. He's just growing. Like he's actually growing. He's gonna blast through the room.
But now you talk to him all the time.
I do. I see him.
You're like his best friend.
He's a good guy.
See, she's a fantastic mom. So your first marriage, this is important to know. Just because the first marriage doesn't work out with a lot of people doesn't mean you need to think it was all a waste or that there's resentment.
And you don't have to think that all men or all women, all exes are awful people. I heard something interesting today about, basically you can't expect whoever you date after that. They shouldn't pay for your last relationship. You got to get that together before you move on, right?
Exactly.
It's not fair to anybody.
Right.
That's why you got so upset when the guy was bringing all his baggage to that first date.
I don't want the baggage.
Yeah, no.
I don't want the baggage.
No.
I don't have baggage.
And just from now on, just go, did you need a Ziploc? And he was like, what? I go, you need a bag to put all that in?
I
Or
have
did you
some
get a hefty
extra-
trash bag? Because I have a bag out here. We want to put all that baggage in.
Right, I know. Here's a duffel bag for you.
Yeah, I need a big one.
Just bring it on,
I remember one of the horrendous dates I went on before I met Garth. I went out with this guy, and on the first date, we hadn't even gotten in the car yet, he started saying bad things about his mother.
Oh, no, that's
even
not
know-
good.
no.
Warning sign.
It's like
Bad.
it was literally it was almost like a your mama joke, except he was doing it about his own mother, and I didn't even know the guy.
Oh.
And that wasn't good. That's not a good sign.
No. So that was done. That wasn't the UPS guy.
No, this was a guy who was he was
Wendy,
UPS.
Wendy had the UPS guy in her office.
Well, sometimes you need a package delivered overnight. You got to do what you got to do. That's all I'm saying.
I just love this story.
It's true.
And
I
then she
did.
dated the whole football team, or was it
Basketball.
the basketball? Well, I don't know. They're all the same. I have no idea.
No, they're not.
Okay, fine. All men. Oh, fine. Okay, if that was.
I'm not a football fan.
All right. Well,
Basketball,
I'm just saying
the
it's
ballers.
men and ball,
Yeah,
okay?
like the ballers.
All right. Well,
I
they
think
all
I
have
dated a lot.
balls.
I dated a lot. I dated enough for an NBA lineup, both teams. Is that a lot? I think.
Did you really?
I did.
This was all in 4 years between her first marriage.
I like
and
the
her
brothers.
second.
I do like the brothers.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Between her first marriage and the second marriage, for 4 years, she was.
In fact, my husband is so
I
white.
mean-
My husband's so white. He's like sometimes he'll go.
He
He'll see
is.
he'll see me checking out one of the just gorgeous black man. I'm trying to think of his name now. With the British accent, the wonderful actor that's all over Idris Elba. And and he'll just go, you're good. He'll look at his own white self and he'll point to himself and go, you're good with this, right? I go, yeah. He goes, you don't need that? I go, no, I don't need that. I'm good.
Yeah,
Got this covered.
And she's Jewish and he's Christian, and she
Yes.
likes the
It's all
black men.
good. It's all good.
She fantasizes about him.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. But I'm
But
just saying,
yes,
you
I
did.
I did.
Was the UPS?
He was.
Oh,
He was
now,
African American.
Did he come to your office or in?
I met him first down the street in a store, but it makes a better story that came to the house. But I met him down the street, and then he took me to lunch. It was like a normal date thing.
And then it just became, no more dates after that.
Yeah.
No more out in
I
public
actually,
dates.
you know what? It's amazing that I didn't date the Arrowhead guy, the water guy, because I was once naked in my kitchen making a turkey.
Get out.
And he walked by the window.
Did you cook? Do you cook and clean naked too?
Yes.
Isn't that fun?
Except I got a scar once during Thanksgiving. I was doing.
Hello?
Don't do. Oh, that's what happened?
Yeah, I burned myself on the stove cooking for
What?
friends Saturday night.
Oh,
yes.
honey.
But that's because I was naked.
Yeah,
you
you
know.
like to be naked. I know. I have a theory. I bet you can appreciate this because I think we're very similar this way.
Yeah.
But we're very similar. I think when it comes to clothes, they should either be fabulous or none at all.
Exactly.
Right? Like if you're going to bother to put clothes on, they should be fantastic.
If you don't know
Otherwise,
what to wear,
no
just go naked. Hello.
Well, that's what we're talking about. I'm going to be naked tomorrow. I'm going to Esalen.
She's going to a naked
hot
camp,
tub,
right?
naked hot tub.
Naked
Oh yeah,
hot
baby.
Tub, right? You're going to ride in the hot tub naked with naked people. It's one of those. What are they called? What's that called? Where people run
It's a
around
retreat.
naked?
Oh well, this is a retreat. This is a place been around since the 50s, and it's known for
We're going to start now.
That's them
We're
now.
going to start now. That's right. Ding dong. We're going to start getting naked now. So we have another show coming in, unfortunately, because we're having so much fun.
We are.
We should just
That's
take a
fun.
bubble
Great,
bath
Wendy.
naked.
Sounds good.
I do my stand-up comedy in the bubble bath. I call it sit-down comedy in the bubble bath.
Yeah.
People try to steal it from me, but I was the original person.
And do you
so
do this online?
Get out of my bubble bath. Yes. No, I do have it online, and
Fun.
I have my stalker Channing in the bubble bath as a zombie stalker Channing because I'm like a little mini stalker. I love her, by the way. Well, you told me I look like her too. Did you go?
Mhm.
Anyone tell you look like stalker?
Big
Channing?
fan of hers.
Yeah. No, it's stalker Channing as I do the comedy though. Anyway, this is Out of the Friend Zone. I'm Heidi Selexa. Wendy Hammers,
having
my
me. It was a lot of
very
fun.
Give her a
special
applause.
guest,
you.
comedian, actress, and we had Paul C. Brunson from the hit TV show that is on right now. It's called It Takes a Church on, and Patrick Munoz, who's my voice coach. He's my sidekick.
He's
my everything. I could put him in my own pocket, but he's so big he probably wouldn't fit in there. However, that might be good if you UPS man. Just kidding. I'm sorry. Did you want a delivery? That's so bad. And also the show's been brought to you by SoCalOralSurgery.com, Dr. Craig Thede, and AgeInterventionist.com, Renee Lynn. Even if you don't want to look younger, you can still have beautiful, lovely, clean skin and just glow. After all, confidence is sexy. I'm Heidi Selexa, and you were listening to Out of the Friend Zone. See you next time. Make sure you tweet me at Heidi Selexa or Facebook, Heidi Selexa Official. Thank you, Wendy and Patrick.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
So fun.
WendyHammers.com. That's HAMMERS.com for the UPS men or the Arrowhead men or any man. No, I'm kidding. No, she's married. But, too bad. You're a little late.
I can send them my exes.
Heidi Selexa out of the friend zone.